Getting professional film texture in Final Cut Pro has always been a struggle. The built-in stuff isn't that great, the free options online are weak, and most paid plugins just sit on top of your footage. For years, if you wanted texture that actually held up, you had to round-trip your entire project into Resolve. So, we fixed that. Introducing Gamut Grain and Halation for Final Cut Pro. Real film texture right inside your timeline. No Resolve, no expensive emulation suites, and no overlays pasted on top. I'm genuinely excited to show you these because they've changed the way that my footage looks, and they'll do the same for yours. And if you stick around to the end, I've got a discount code for you for launch. If you're in Final Cut and you want the film look, you've probably tried one of three things. Free grain overlays, you stack one on top, throw on a blend mode, and wonder why it still doesn't feel right. The grain texture just doesn't seem authentic. Then there's the big emulation suites. Some are excellent, but they want to take over your entire image, your color, your contrast, your print stock, everything. If you've already built a look you love, you don't want a plugin replacing it, you want texture that serves it. And option 3 is round tripping into Resolve, where colorists have had great texture tools for years. Great tools, but not an efficient workflow if you live in Final Cut. So we built Grain and Halation to end that trade-off. Focused film texture native to Final Cut Pro that works inside the look you already have. Let's start with Grain. Here's the one thing to understand about grain. It is not digital noise. Noise is a flaw that comes from your digital camera's sensor. Grain is a texture system. On film, the image is actually made up of grain. It forms inside each color layer, and then it reacts to exposure, and it's unique on every single frame. That's why an overlay never quite works. It puts a fixed grain layer on a bright sky and a dark jacket at the same strength, and your brain can sense something is off. Ours works differently. Gamut Grain is procedural density domain grain generated in real time. So in plain English, we're not looping a scanned plate or laying an overlay on top. We model how your image's exposure would sit as film density and build the grain from that. The short version, our grain is formed from your image, which is exactly why it looks like it belongs in your image. Let me show you. The first control I touch is format, and this dictates the grain size. It isn't just a label, the engine works from the actual film gate size, so the grain footprint stays true to the format. 65 is going to be the fine texture, and then 35 is your classic cinema starting point. 16 gets you that documentary indie character, and 8mm is just full nostalgia. Now here's a helpful rule for you whenever it comes to adjusting film texture. Push it till you see it, pull it back until you feel it. You generally don't want people thinking, oh, nice grain. You want them feeling like the image has more life to it. All right, now let's check out color grain and how I use it to dial in pleasing skin tone response. Because of the color science going on behind the curtains, this tool dissolves nicely into your image without just sitting on top of it. It controls how much of the texture separates across different color channels. All right, here's another example where the grain and skin tone blends naturally into the image as you increase the slider. Then we have shadow fade. This is a favorite of mine for that real film character, that subtle lift in the blacks that's reminiscent of classic film prints. And to be clear, this is lifting the shadows of the image, not the black point of the grain itself, so you can get that film print feel without muddying the texture. And lastly, I sometimes like to adjust the image blur depending on the footage. Now it softens the source footage, not the grain itself. All right, here's the dirty little secret about digital film looks. Gorgeous grain sitting on a razor-sharp digital image still looks digital. You need them to match. A tiny bit of image blur helps sell the look by unifying the grain sharpness with the image sharpness. That's why as you increase the format size, you will also see the image start to blur to match that automatically. All right, one more thing I love, the grain mask. Check this out. Flip it on and you can see exactly what the grain is doing on its own, so you can dial in your settings with total confidence. So quick recap of the whole grain workflow. Start with format for your grain size, dial in your intensity, and then adjust color grain to taste. Then shadow fade and image blur if you really just need to sell the look even more. You don't need tons of sliders to get film texture right. You just need the right math and color science running underneath. Real quick, if this is already making your footage make more sense, hit subscribe. I'm doing a full video on exactly where texture belongs in your effects pipeline in Final Cut to make everything look right. You won't want to miss it. Okay, now on to Halation. With Halation, I love pairing this with grain because grain gives your image the texture of film and Halation gives your light the response of film. Together, they create that filmic character. Here's the science, and it's going to be worth going over because once you see it, you'll never unsee bad halation again. Film is built in layers. Light comes in the front through the blue sensitive layer, then green, and then red. When something really bright hits a frame, a street light, a window, a candle, that light punches all the way through, hits the film base, and then reflects back. And the first layer re-exposes on the way back is the red one. A little bit can catch the green layer too, which gives you that slightly yellow amber edge. That's why halation can have two hues going on at once, depending on how much light energy is bouncing back. That's the whole reason halation is warm, and the reason it only shows up around genuinely bright light. Only that light has the energy to make the round trip, which is why cheap halation just looks wrong. A red blur over the whole frame makes your mids glow and your shot look hazy. Ours doesn't do that. Gamut halation is light energy driven aura. It's fed by the actual light in your shot. It spreads differently per channel, and it falls off with a long, soft tail instead of a hard edge. The short version, halation isn't a color treatment. It's a physical light phenomenon, and ours is designed to recreate that behavior. Let's take a closer look. All right, halation by default should be subtle, but can still be pushed if you want that heavy look. Watch where it forms on this image, exactly where you'd expect it to on film. Now, the most important control is going to be threshold. This decides what's bright enough to feed the halo. Pull it down and more the image drives it, push it up, and you isolate just the real sources, and that's the subtle, expensive look. And this is my favorite trick. The mask button shows you halo only, exactly what the effect is adding and nothing else. I use this to see where in the image the halation is being driven, and then I tune threshold and width to get the right look I'm going for, and then I just turn it off and finish in context. Halo width sets how far the aura spreads, as you can probably tell, and film gauge changes the character underneath it. If you want a stronger halation effect, you can adjust that slider right here. And then halo hue and edge tint shape the color of the glow and how warm that edge return feels. So you can sit anywhere from a classic amber tone to something more stylized. All right, so a quick recap for halation. Go ahead and pick your film gauge as your starting point, set your threshold using the mask view, dial in your preferred halo width, and then fine-tune halo hue and edge tint to taste. That's the whole plugin. Same design philosophy as grain, intuitive controls, and every slider is a film idea. Now let's compare these to the pro tools working colorists reach for on big budget films. Filmbox by Video Village is the gold standard of film emulation, in my opinion, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. It has earned that reputation. So let's see how these tools compare. All right, here's a clip using only texture from Filmbox. I'm using the 35mm preset right now. And then here is the same clip, but using Gamut grain and halation. Again, using 35mm as a comparable example. When we zoom in and pause, you can see how similar they are. The grain particles live in the image, and the halation is subtle, but still very authentic to film. But remember, Filmbox is a full photochemical system. It emulates the negative, the print, the color, all of it. And that's exactly what you want when you want a film pipeline to be your look. Now that's not what most of us need though. A lot of us already have a look we love. We don't want something replacing our grade. We want the texture layer inside it. Focus tools native to Final Cut without the expensive license and without ever leaving your timeline. Now the next video I'll be releasing is a full comparison between the top grain and halation plugins out there right now. Film Convert, Filmbox, Emulate, and more. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And drop a comment. Who else do you want to see a comparison from? I'll put the top requests in the test. Both plugins are live right now on our site at gamut.io. You can grab them on their own or get the bundle, which also includes GATEWEAVE, our film movement tool. And this is just the start. Bloom, MTF, and Dust and Scratches are all on the way. Links in the description. Let me quickly geek out on the color science behind these tools and why they actually hold up. The grain isn't sampled from looping plates, it's generated procedurally from a density model in real time. So it reacts to your image and never repeats. The halation isn't a tinted bloom, it's driven by light energy, with per channel spread scaled by film gauge and edge losses that you can actually control. Plus the halo and grain mask views that let you see exactly how they are affecting your image. The whole goal was simple: build on accurate color science so the texture and light response feel true to film. That's it. So if you're in Final Cut and you're looking to add a more cinematic film-inspired character to your footage, these are the two tools I'd start with. Grain gives your image the texture of film, while halation gives your light the response of film. Together, they can help make your digital footage feel more organic and expressive. They're both over on our site now, and honestly, the bundle is the best deal since they're built to work together. And because you stuck around, use code GAMUT15texture at checkout for an extra 15% off during launch. That's my thank you for watching till the end. Next up is the plugin comparison, ours against Filmbox, Film Convert, and whoever you drop in the comments. So make sure you subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.